Friday, March 7, 2025, this announcement exploded on social media in Karaj and its surrounding areas. A 7-year-old girl named Liana Hosseinian went missing in the Aliabad Gune area of Mohammed Shah from in front of her house, and there has been no news of her. The missing persons announcement was shared on social media in less than 48 hours in hopes of finding a trace, news or sign of this sweet and lovable little girl, but it was to no avail. Then, on the night of March 9th, a terrifying news shocked not only the residents of Karaj but the entire nation of Iran. The naked body of Liana was found wrapped in plastic with her throat slit. Hello friends, welcome to the Confession channel. You are watching and listening to another case from our series of videos. The case of the brutal murder and assault of the 7-year-old girl from Karaj, Liana Hosseinian. If you are interested in confession reports on criminal cases, we would be happy if you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell next to it so you don't miss new videos. The case of this bitter and painful crime was opened on the evening of Friday, March 7, 2025. A young man and woman in a severely distressed state reached the Mohammed Shah police station in Karaj to report the disappearance of their 7-year-old daughter, Liana. Liana was at her grandmother's house and went out to play in front of the house around Friday noon, after which she went missing and no one has any news of her. After initially filing a report, the police officer, assuming the child might be lost, asked them to check every place they could think of and then spread the news of the missing girl, so that if anyone happened to see the child, they could help. Finally, they were sent to the Alborz province's Criminal Investigation Department to register and follow up on the missing person case. The distressed and helpless parents filed their complaint at the Alborz Investigation Department. Simultaneously, the news of Liana's disappearance was shared with several popular Instagram and Telegram pages and groups in hopes of finding a trace or news of the child. By Friday night, almost all the pages and groups in Karaj, Mohammed Shah and Masha were involved. They published a virtual profile and details of this innocent child and asked their audience to inform them if they saw this girl, to relieve her family's worries and even receive a reward, but nothing happened. Neither the news channels could do anything or get any news, nor the Instagram pages, and not even the Alborz province police intelligence and patrol units. It was as if 7-year-old Liana had vanished into thin air. No one knew anything. Until the testimony of one of the neighbors revealed the terrifying secret of this case, turning the missing 7-year-old girl's case into a painful criminal case, whose details shocked the entire nation of Iran. On the morning of Sunday, March 10th, when the news of Liana's disappearance had spread in a strange way, and almost everyone in the town, neighborhood, and even distant acquaintances had heard about it, one of the neighbors, an elderly woman who was also acquainted with the missing girl's grandmother, went to the front of the missing girl's house and wanted to speak with Liana's grandmother. She pulled the grandmother aside and told her what she had seen on the day Liana went missing, hoping it would help solve the mystery of the case. After hesitating a bit, she said that on the Friday when Liana disappeared, she saw her in front of the house with her uncle, the grandmother's other son-in-law, who had taken Liana with him. What she was saying was unbelievable, because Liana's uncle had also been searching for the child along with everyone else during those 2 days. Even when the detectives questioned everyone in the house, he insisted that he had no information about Liana and claimed he hadn't seen her on Friday. The person who was under suspicion had said that 6 hours after Liana went missing, he went to his mother-in-law's house after receiving a call from his wife, and that's when he found out about the incident. However, the person who brought the news was not someone who would speak without reason or had any animosity towards him. It was their 30-year-old neighbor. There was even no chance that he might have been mistaken because he knew this family well, knew Liana, and knew the others. Before informing Liana's parents and even the suspect himself, the grandmother reported the matter to the police. A team usually or sometimes quickly arrived at the location and unexpectedly arrested the suspect of kidnapping the child at his mother-in-law's house. The suspect was arrested while all the family members had gathered in the same house where Liana had gone missing. The suspect tried to appear uninformed and pretended not to know anything, but at the same time, as a team was dispatched to arrest him, his car's license plate had been tracked, and images from city traffic cameras had been obtained, showing the missing little girl sitting in the front seat of his car, and they had left the area together. The unexpected arrest of the suspect prevented him from erasing any evidence, and during the initial examination of his car, traces of blood were also found. With the testing of the obtained samples, it was determined that the blood traces found on the car seat belonged to Liana Hosseini and the missing girl. There was no longer an opportunity to deny it, and Liana's uncle by marriage was interrogated as a suspect. Seeing himself cornered with no way to escape, he revealed his horrific crime. The shocking confessions of Liana's uncle by marriage began with him showing the place where he hid the body of the 7-year-old girl. Even though the murderer himself had confessed to the crime, no one believed it until the child's body was found. It was hard to fathom that this despicable person, whom Liana called uncle, could commit such a horrific crime and take Liana's breath away. The 42-year-old murderer, during the initial interrogations when he realized he had been caught and could no longer hide anything, said that he accidentally killed Liana. Then, out of fear, he put the child's body in a garbage bag and dumped it next to the water canal in the Aliabad neighborhood. When the heartless uncle-in-law was giving the address of the body, he might have hoped that by now the body would have been lost and that the municipal workers would have taken it away with the garbage. Otherwise, he knows very well that the discovery of the body, would lead to serious consequences. With the address given by the killer, a team of officers and forensic staff, along with 2 trained dogs, went to the specified location. The body of Liana was found with the help of the dogs and was transferred to the forensic department for further examination. The results of the autopsy did not take long, and with the opening of the body bag, frightening truths were revealed. First, there was no news of an accidental murder. The killer had slit the child's throat, and Liana had died due to severe bleeding from the vital arteries of the neck. She had experienced a painful death. But this was not the entirety of the tragedy. The forensic examination of the body also confirmed that there had been sexual assault before death. With these findings and the evidence obtained after forensic examinations and tests, the initial hypothesis of the crime was formed in this way. The husband of the aunt arrived in front of his mother-in-law's house with a car around noon, and after seeing Liana at the door, he used the excuse of wanting to buy snacks for the child to get her into the car, took her to a secluded spot and assaulted the child. However, the child started bleeding heavily and her condition worsened. The perpetrator, seeing the child's deteriorating state, realized there was no turning back. He then stabbed the child and slit her throat, and after witnessing her death, he wrapped her in plastic and abandoned her in a secluded place. The first reaction to this horrific crime comes from Liana's father, who is in a state of severe shock and perhaps still doesn't comprehend the calamity that has befallen him. In a brief interview with one of the media outlets while struggling to speak, he said, "I still can't believe that my brother-in-law could have done such a thing. We didn't have any problems with each other. He only had issues with my mother-in-law's family. I don't know why he did this to my poor daughter and ruined everything. The thought that I sat at the same table with this filth for years is driving me crazy, but I won't let it destroy my home. My innocent child should not be trampled. That dishonorable person must pay for what he has done." Thank you for staying with us until now. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments below this page. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so to support us and our activities.